You know, one of the things that's really sustained me as a teacher and has allowed me to continue to do the kinds of things I do is because I see things like this and my mind goes to two words. And the two words are like, holy shit. Like, what happened?
안녕하세요. 해임달입니다. 지난 2년은 한국이라는 나라가 전 세계 사람들에게 알려지는데 아주 중요한 시기였습니다. 한국에서 왔다고 말하면 북한인지 남한인지 묻던 사람들이 많았다면 이제는 단순히 외교 뉴스뿐만 아니라 한국의 음식, 문화, 음악, 그리고 사회성 등 여러 분야에서 세계에 알려지는 시기였다고 생각합니다. 특히 우리나라는 지난 7일 타임, 뉴스위크와 함께 미국 3대 시사 주간지로 꼽히는 US 뉴스앤월드 리포트에 전 세계 국가별 국력 순위에서 독일, 영국에 이어 2022년 최고의 국가 순위 6위를 달성하는 기염을 토하기도 했습니다. 일반 대중적인 시선뿐만 아니라 학술적으로 한국이라는 나라를 연구하는 학자들도 늘어가는 가운데 우리에게도 잘 알려진 펜실베니아 주립대학의 샘 리처드 교수의 수업이 최근 화제가 되었습니다. 술자리 문화까지 포함하여 재미있는 수업을 진행하였으나 그것보다 한국이라는 나라가 학업적으로 얼마나 연구하기 매력적인 나라인지 기적이라는 단어와 수위 높은 표현 등을 하며 놀라운 성장을 말했으나 이러한 성장 뒤에 한국만의 사회적 특성을 잘 설명한 영상이 있어 가지고 와 보았습니다. 오랜만에 재미있게 봐주세요.
I want to give you a little background on Korea that will help to really understand some of why what we're talking about today is really fascinating, because it's quite fascinating. First off, Korea, I'm sure, I know, of course, most of you don't pay, I mean, you're young, right? You're not paying attention to these matters. But let me tell you, Korea is a socioeconomic, geopolitical miracle. What Korea has done, you know, in my lifetime, we'll say in the past 55 years or so, has been something that we've really never seen in human history. To reach a level of modernization, growth, and development that we just have never seen. It's really, if you want to be, you know, many of you are probably fascinated by, you know, Korean culture and K-pop and this sort of thing. But, you know, it all comes from something. And if you look at those numbers there, South Korea in 1965, the GDP is 3.1 billion, and now it's 1.8 trillion. You know, Korea, you know, in 1965, the economy was, the country of Ghana was wealthier than Korea. The country of Algeria was wealthier than Korea. And now Korea is the 10th largest economy in the world. And so if you don't think about, you don't have to think about a lot, really, right? But just that alone, if you have any interest in really kind of understanding, you know, global issues or the war, anything at all, that alone would lead me as a sociologist to say, damn, what happened? Like, what happened? What did they do? You know, one of the things that's really sustained me as a teacher and has allowed me to continue to do the kinds of things I do is because I see things like this and my mind goes to two words. And the two words are like, holy shit. Like, what happened? So the other side is that whenever a country, if something grows as quickly as Korea has grown and expands, it's never going to happen evenly. And so Korea has really is confronting something today that's going to be very, very difficult for Korea to overcome. Go to the next slide. You know, you all in East Asian cultures, like you have very much a community-oriented moral order. Like the sense of right and wrong is really built around what's right and wrong for the community. And, here in the West, it's much more individualist-oriented moral order, right? Like what's right and wrong for me? Like the most important thing, or the best way to have like an organized society is have each person put themselves out front in some way. Can you say a few things about this? Do you have any? Does anyone want to like just throw something out? Like, can I throw a couple things out actually? Can you? I want to play this video, by the way. So I went up to the DMZ with some friends, and what's interesting, the DMZ is the demilitarized zone up with North Korea, and so this is the end. This is South Korea here. And once you get to the end of South Korea, like everything's on a map and so on. And once you get to North Korea, there's like nothing. So this is the picture of the map, and I'm in the backseat of the car taking a photo. There's like nothing. North Korea, it's like it doesn't even exist. It's just nothing, right? So the other thing is, this was my experience in Seoul, right? Lots of traffic in Seoul. I kept saying, every time I was in a car, I would say to people, yo, how come nobody's honking their horns? And they say, oh my God, no, it's terrible. The traffic's terrible. People are, and I'm like, they're not. As much time as I spent in cars, which was probably about a total in my 2 weeks in Seoul last May, maybe I was in cars for like 10, 12 hours. I heard 2 horns. That's it. So that's an indication of this community-oriented moral order. Do you have anything you would add? Wait, no, actually, there's one more thing. Sorry. Go to the next slide. This is a meal, right? I'm with some friends here. So these are the dishes for everybody, basically. We're just eating. It's a communal meal. Like, we're just eating together. You don't order your own separate dish. You order and the other cultures do this as well, obviously. It's not just Korea, but it's very community-oriented. Like, you're all participating in that. Okay, now I'm going to ask. Do you have anything you would add to that?
Like, for example, when we go to like cafe or restaurant, we don't steal stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, even if it's on the table, like it's our law that we don't touch others. Like, even though like how expensive it is, like we don't steal it.
I'd like to add on it.
Yeah.
So like when I was back in Korea, I was studying at a cafe with my friend, and then I just left to like go to the bathroom, and then once I came back, just one guy came over to me and like whispered me like, my friend, she like touched my stuff, and I was like, oh, she's my friend.
Yeah. Whoa, your friend, he saw your friend touch your stuff, like your book bag.
Like he thought she was stealing something.
Yeah.
And then like he came over to my friend, and then he was like, oh, it's not your stuff. And my friend was like, oh, okay.
Whoa. Did you?
No, I just wanted to add, like in Korea, recently there are a lot of stores without a cashier. So you just have a machine, and people would have to go grab like whatever they want from like the shelves and then just check out themselves without anyone supervising in the store. And the stores would go on for 24 hours and just have a single security camera, but people wouldn't steal. They would just check out themselves and leave. Like, get what you want, pay for it, and leave. No one steals it.
You just would never do. There was an ice cream shop across from where I was staying.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out the ice cream looked awesome, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I never got ice cream. I'm like, oh shit, man, this is a drag.